Welcome to After Credits, which is a Nerdflow bonus show. After Credits, y'all, is going to be a bonus content for Nerdflow for those of you who listen to Nerdflow podcast on a regular basis. And bonus show is going to be primarily about TV shows and movies. So for you guys who love that type of content, when we talk about that on the normal Nerdflow podcast, this is going to be some extra content for you guys that'll give you like reviews. They do reviews on as far as like from episode to episode through like a season of a show, or it could be just literally just reviewing and giving our opinions on a particular like movie. So today we're going to be discussing our opinions and reviews on Bad Boys 3, and I got Young Flight and the rest with us in the building tonight, and we also got The Dope Gamer. So
What's going
fellas,
on, guys?
What up with it? What up with it?
Y'all hear me?
yeah, we hear you good, man.
Okay, good.
So what stemmed this, man? So I finally saw Bad Boys 3 last night and everything, and so I kind of had some reservations about the movie, but also at the same time I was kind of like, okay, I can, because I can't. Young knows it, man. You can't count how many times I've watched Bad Boys 2. Like it's
Man, I can't how many times I done watched Bad Boys, the first one and two.
I think I've watched 2 ad nauseum. Like it's a lot of times. I've had moments where Checkmate, who used to be on Nerdflow podcast, it was one Saturday we just like had it on just repeat, and we were just watching it constantly and knowing line by line and everything. So it was to that point.
Bad Boys 2 came out, was it? Yeah, the summer of us going into our senior year.
Was it? Yeah, because it was in the summertime.
Yeah.
I know for sure. Because I know I was in
Yeah.
Houston when I saw it. When I went to the movie theaters and saw it.
No, let me tell you why I know came out in the summer of us going to our senior year, because every time somebody did something, we'll bust out and say, see, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit we be talking about right there.
Yeah.
And we got it from that movie.
Yeah, man. So with Bad Boys 3, okay. So first couple things. When the movie starts, I got some. I'm gonna start with my criticisms first because I had some criticisms about it.
All right, so let's just take turns giving our criticisms, and
Okay.
then we'll talk about it.
Okay, so the beginning went the beginning of the movie went very fast. I felt like they sped through like a lot of stuff, and I mean like spoiler alert with him getting shot and the whole car ride in the beginning, then his daughter having a baby, and it was just so much that was going on in a span of what, like 20-30 minutes of the movie. I felt like everything was. It almost felt like it felt very Justice League, not Justice League, but Batman versus Superman. Like where they were just like, here's a scene, here's a scene, here's a scene. Fast forward these amount of months later, and then we're here. It's like, bro, slow down. Why y'all taking? Why is this taking so long? Or like, making this take so long?
And so on that
Yeah.
topic, it reminded me of the third Lethal Weapon. If it felt like they could, just like how Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, it felt like the way they ran through to get to the point that they were trying to get to in the third Lethal Weapon. That's what it reminded me of, and that was one of my problems with it too. I'm like, yo, why is they moving so fast? I mean, we in the era now where you can make a movie like 3 hours long.
Yeah,
so
and I'd be more than okay with Bad Boys 3 being 3 hours.
Yeah, so that was like one of my problems with it too.
I didn't want to see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in that capacity, right? I didn't want to see them running around, shooting and sliding over cars, and they played up on the whole retirement thing. I can appreciate that, but I like the dynamic that Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry, had with the new team and how he was antsy at first, but then he was like, all right, I gotta step back, and then him and the young dude get into it. But I would have liked to see them have sons or maybe even daughters that grew up or something, and they're coaching them. I think that would have been a better thing to do for a movie plot. But maybe I don't know.
I think with that would be what's to be expected. Even though it seems like that's the route the movie finna go, the franchise finna go. Okay,
I thought it was kind of like with the ammo team in the beginning. Like when I saw it in the trailer,
ammo team, that's the name.
Yeah, with them, it was in the beginning when I saw it in the trailer. It was kind of eye rolling for me a little bit. I'm like, oh really? We gonna do the normal cop thing that we do in movies where we create this team that's like, oh y'all too old, but we got the veteran guys. Y'all can handle yourselves, but you know.
I didn't like that. And the gun that Will Smith got shot with, I'm sorry. I don't know the name of it, but I know P90. That weapon.
Yeah, that was an MP5, wasn't it?
No, that's a P90 he got shot with.
It's a P90.
As soon as he pulled it out, I was like, P90. I use that motherfucker.
You don't survive P90. You don't. What do those shoot? 223 or 556? I don't know, but you don't survive 3 hits to the chest from that gun. I don't.
No, that gun got that like
to the abdomen. Let's say that. Yeah, it wasn't directly to the chest.
It wasn't I mean, you could survive pretty much, like from the distance and the fact that he was like riding the bike. It's possible that he could survive. Like if it had been straight on and at a closer distance, then no, because like from a distance you could pretty much survive a shotgun. Shot, like depending on, like you wouldn't survive a buckshot probably. I mean, you wouldn't survive a bullet probably, but you probably could survive a buckshot, like from a distance.
And if you're gonna pull a hit like that, then you might as well finish the job. You know what I mean? That was just kind of things that make you go
But so what me personally, like my thing was like maybe it's just me. But did it look like Martin in the movie? Don't it look like Martin that had a stroke or something?
Yes, and I think he did have something. I could be lying here, but something happened because he was doing drugs. He talked about it in the stand-up special.
He did drugs. He had the stand-up thing where he was talking about where he went somewhere and he didn't realize where the heck he was, and yeah. So
and then if y'all remember that failed show he had with Kelsey Grammer, where it was like all the life it got sucked out of him. They did like it was a show with him and Kelsey Grammer where they were like lawyers or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Martin just was like off. And it looked like he kind of got his step back in this film, but you know, he had some funny moments in there, but it was still like, this ain't Martin. You know what I mean?
And I think it was probably because he didn't put on so much weight. He wouldn't, you know, because you could tell he had put on weight in Bad Boys too, but like now Martin really got that dad body.
Yeah. Facts.
So
how do y'all feel about like, okay, so Michael Bay made a cameo. This one was not produced or directed by Michael Bay at all. But when I saw the trailer, I was kind of like, okay, the moments that they show in the trailer, like, okay, this is still looks like it still could be worthy of being, still good or whatever. But how do y'all feel about what's the difference between? Because I think the first 2 movies were produced and directed by Michael Bay, and a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth about Michael Bay due to Transformer movies. But
let's just put it this way about Michael Bay: you knew this movie. Like if you didn't know it wasn't directed and produced by Michael Bay, you knew by the fact that it wasn't a lot of explosions. It wasn't a lot of, flipping cars and stuff like that. Yeah. It wasn't too much.
Michael Bay had a hand in it, though. Let's not.
Yeah.
He was on that set, and he was Who directed it?
I gotta look. I have to look up.
Whoever directed it, he was in his ear. Trust me. You know what I mean?
It wasn't. I would say it wasn't straight because, like, dude, Bad Boys 2, the scenes, it was straight carnage. Like when they in every single action scene from the Miami freeway to the house shootout It was just crap just got destroyed.
And
Like
this one was like this. This one was
yeah.
more like a regular cop movie.
It was a movie.
They went
It's
more,
like a movie TV show. Like I said, it's like a TV. It seemed like, what was that show? SVU? Or it seemed like
they went
some
more
type of new cop show.
They went more gore for some reason in them because they never really showed like somebody being impaled in a Bad Boys movie.
Oh yeah.
They went for the gore factor, which Bad Boys has never been known for. That it's always been about the gunplay and the explosions. And I feel that kind of threw me off when I saw the first. I forgot what scene it was. I think when the son, when they found the money and how he killed the guy, they never really go for that type of thing in the Bad Boys movie. So I was kind of like, that's not a Bad Boys thing, or like how they normally shoot their movies.
DJ Khaled's part was funny.
Yeah, DJ Khaled part was funny. So really, Bad Boys for Life got 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. It got 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was directed by Bilal Fallah and Adil El Harb.
Yeah, they got a question about doing a Marvel movie, right? I remember that. I remember reading something about that. I can't remember which movie, but they said after that, I read it somewhere after that, they were approached about making some movie. I just can't remember. But y'all can fact check that, but I'm pretty sure.
It made $419.1 million.
Oh, it did a lot of money. It did definitely a lot of money for him, for sure.
Yeah, and the budget for the movie was $90 million. So they met and exceeded budget. So, hey, it wasn't a flop.
No, it wasn't a flop. That's probably the biggest. I'm looking at the dude, Belil. That's like literally the biggest movie he's ever done, because aside from that, these other movies he's done, I never heard of them. So this is the biggest thing he's ever done.
Wow, like real talk.
What?
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just looking at the ratings for like the other Bad Boy movies. Like none of them were like rated higher than like a 6 point. Like I think Bad Boys for Life was probably rated the highest.
Yeah, it was. It was rated the highest out of everything.
6.7. Everything else was like 6.5 or 6.6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think it was all due to. I think it was due to the long wait from when it was, because I had a conversation at work and we was talking about it. It was right before, I think it was the day the movie came out, and there was somebody that was working in the department, and they were like, "What's Bad Boys 2 and 1?" And I was like, and I looked at them and I was like, and everybody was like, everybody else looked at them.
What?
You don't know what Bad Boys is? And I was like, I said to them, think about it. They're 16. They don't know what Bad Boys is. They was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm like, you can't expect them to know, man. You got young
Hold up. Like I really don't subscribe to that, because Scarface came. I mean, not Scarface, but like The Godfather and stuff like that came out way before we was born, and we still knew what we grew up knowing what those movies were.
The cult classics,
right? Yeah, those are cult classics, and we're in a different time. Like when we came up,
I even can't. As much as I love Bad Boys, I can't. Bad Boys is not a cult classic. No. As much as I love it,
I mean, let's say in a black community, it could be.
Yeah, but
not global.
From a global standpoint, it's not a cult classic.
To go back to our Nerdflow podcast episode when we talked about trolls, do we think this would have made as much money if it was released at home, or more or less?
Yeah, I think it would.
Just as much or more? I think it would have made just as much. I think
it would have made just as much too.
It would have made just as much. I think more people would have watched it because they was on lockdown, because it would have been a thing. Because the thing with this whole COVID-19 and people being on lockdown, people tend to jump on stuff that they normally would not normally do, just purely because they're at home, they're bored. People are buying a bunch of Switches. You don't need a Switch, but you're just buying it because you hear that they're in demand. Or you're buying Animal Crossing. You don't really give a damn about Animal Crossing, but you hear everybody else is, so you want to do it. Same thing with TikTok. You never tried TikTok before, but you heard everybody else is doing it, so shoot, I'm stuck at home, so why not? So it's like, literally.
I bought Xenoverse 2 and the DLC for less than $20. And when I say the DLC for it, I'm talking about the complete DLC, like all the packs, for less than $20.
Oh yeah.
And on my Switch, and I'm like, yo, bro, you cannot beat this.
No, you can't. No, I sure can't.
And
No, I
then,
feel you on that though.
but to get back on topic with after credits, because we were turning into a whole Nerdflow thing.
Mm-hmm. So here's another thing, another critique I had. This is just me. This is what I noticed. I noticed this when I pay attention to like what people's cameras they shoot with and stuff like that. The motorcycle scene, like when they were doing the chase, I didn't like the camera I didn't like the camera that they used because it's not it's if you've ever seen Collateral Damage with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise or either the new Miami Vice. It's that super high res camera that makes it look it's too lifelike to be a movie. It seems like it's a documentary, not a movie. And I didn't really like that kind of. I noticed that I could tell when they switched cameras in that scene when they shot that. I'm like, it took me out of it being a movie. It really did. And I know that's. I mean, Collateral Damage was done by Sony because Bad Boys is Columbia/Sony movie. So was Miami Vice. So I'm like, I know they had the camera at their disposal if they wanted to use it, but I just really didn't. Just unfortunately, me going back to Bad Boys 1 and 2, what chase scenes and all that stuff looked like. I was just kind of like, really, like I didn't really like that too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just like the fight scene on the roof where Marcus was fighting. I don't even think we should say spoiler alerts because you clicked on this, and I think the statute of limitations is up, right?
Yeah, long time
so the scene where Mike was fighting his son that he didn't know at the time, it was just like, I feel like that was a bit overdone. And come on, 50-year-old Will giving it to a 20-year-old like that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
What do y'all think about the aspect of the son though? I don't have a problem with it.
They could have made him more black looking.
I mean,
like, and I'm not saying that as it need to be black. Yeah, the casting wasn't.
I mean,
there you go. In a more broad term, the casting wasn't.
We got a homeboy that's half black, half Mexican, and he looks more Mexican.
Does he? Okay, well,
yeah. No, I'm saying like it's all about.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Dad?
I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking about. It's all. It could be all due to like casting, who they wanted, who was available, who was. We don't know that back end part of it. I didn't really have a problem with it. I felt like in the Bad Boys, like the trilogy. Well, not really going. Not even really the trilogy. We're gonna get to that later. I feel with like Bad Boys. It was probably about time for Mike Larry to somebody to come for revenge for him because we know him through the series as a man whore.
Right.
And we know this. So it made so much sense that when he explained what and how this became a thing, why they were after him, I'm like, okay, it's Mike Larry. This makes so much sense that he, screwed over somebody. And because I'm pretty sure everybody through the whole movie just thinking like, oh, he got her husband locked up and got her locked up. It was the complete twist of that. So, I mean, I kind of, when I heard that, I was kind of like, okay, I can accept that. But now here's one thing that I thought about too. I was like, two things actually. The son in when there's going to be a Bad Boys 4, he's going to be super OP. For sure.
Yeah.
He's super OP. So whoever they pick as a villain, they have to be the most villainous person, ruthless individual ever, because his son his son is Spanish John Wick.
Yeah, it's gonna be almost it's almost gonna be on comic book movie level. It's gonna pretty much have to take the realism out of it. Oh, like to get something out, talking about the way the son character was portrayed, like Zoe Saldana, like she Dominican and Puerto Rican. Like her mama Puerto Rican, her daddy Dominican, but she looks like she just straight African American.
Yep. Well,
So
your
Well,
history.
Will is
They
like,
kind of are,
and
but
so
yeah, Will light skin, like
before they
Will,
was enslaved before us, but
yeah.
yeah.
but it's sad. Did Cap die? I can't remember if he
Yeah, he
died or
did.
Yeah,
not.
the
Yeah,
captain
He did
died.
die. He got shot. I
That's
thought he
what I.
came back in the end,
got
but
sniped in the
that
neck.
was sad.
That was sad.
No, the way he got shot, he got shot in the neck. Ain't no coming back from it.
Yeah,
Like
that was
in the jugular.
that
And
was
that wasn't intended. Was that a hit on? That wasn't intended for him though,
that was intended
or
for him
was
because
it?
she
Yeah,
told
it
him
was.
to take out. She wants him to make him suffer first. That's why
That's right. Okay.
she said, "Oh, he didn't die from when he tried to take him out the first time." She's like, "No, don't take him out now. Let's make him suffer." So basically, take out people he loved. So
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that was sad how he went out, man. I was like, damn. And he had just got back into it because he was like, hell no, I'm not doing it. Nope, nope, nope. And you know what I'm saying? He was trying to.
No, that was Martin. That was like, no,
Well, yeah,
Captain
but
just
well,
wanted
what
to
Cap,
chill out.
Cap was like, but Cap was with him though. He was like, y'all chill out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he just really wanted them to chill out.
yeah.
But I just did out of everybody, the cast members to take out. That one surprised me the most.
Yeah, we did. It surprised me a lot too.
Because Cap usually just like in the office, he trying not to be stressed out. He trying to keep his blood pressure up.
Yeah.
He drinking Pepto Bismol.
Exactly.
and now that I think about it, that's what kind of pulled you in. After he got hit, that's when you was like, okay, now let me see what's gonna happen.
It got real.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's kind of one thing I thought. I kind of feel let's just go ahead and skip to the end. Let's talk about like just rumors and predictions because I know we had like on our outline for tomorrow's show that there was rumors that they're going to be some type of supposedly Bad Boys spinoff, but I also heard that both Martin and Will are both down for Bad Boys 4. Two questions. If they keep Ammo around as like the co-stars to assist them, I feel it's gonna get. I feel like Sony's reaching for a Bad Boys. No, not a Bad Boy, but like a Bad Boys
TV
Fast
show?
Furious universe. I feel like they're reaching for that, and I hope they don't do that.
Why?
If 4 is gonna be, they need to stop it at 4 and be done.
Yeah, like, because what I feel like what they should do, if you're going to do Bad Boys 4, like, Martin need to become the captain.
Well, Rita's the captain now.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right. Rita captain.
His ex-girlfriend is the captain.
Well, like, somehow, some way, they don't need to be like Danny Glover. Like, they really don't need to be like, that Danny Glover and Mel Gibson was. And Lethal in the last Lethal Weapon. Like, I understand, like, if you're going to do it, make it more about Mike Lowry's son and, like, just have them doing, like, I know it's Martin and Will, they supposed to be Bad Boys for Life, whoop-de-whoop, but, like, it'll probably be another 3 years probably before we see that movie. Nobody wants to see old ass Will and Martin.
Yeah, I think they would have to go into production at this point in time. As long as they waited, they would have to really go into production within, I would say, probably the next 2 years to really like crank out a 4. But I just really hope that Sony's not reaching, because everybody's with the success of the MCU and all that stuff. Everybody's reaching for a universe of a movie where they can just piggyback off the next movie and the next movie and the next movie, and that's why we have Fast and Furious like it is, where it's just this whole thing. And Universal tried to do it again with their universe of monsters, which it bombed because the reboot of the Mummy like tanked. It sucked because they had this whole thing planned out for the Mummy and the Bride of Frankenstein, the Invisible Man. They had Johnny Depp and Tom Cruise, a bunch of people, the Bride of Dracula, all this stuff. They was gonna make this whole little universe, and the Mummy did so bad they scrapped it.
Like, how I feel about that is, like, those type of monsters, is more for the generation of people that actually came before our parents' generation.
They could have, no, let's be mindful here. They could have done it because if you think about it, from a movie historical standpoint, if you go back to those movies, they were the first universe because back then, Frankenstein, Dracula, all those movies were connected.
Right, yeah. I understand it, but what I'm saying is when those movies came, like you ask people, like you got to think about the crowd you're getting into. That's why I feel like Space Jam is not like LeBron James' Space Jam isn't gonna work. These kids aren't into Looney Tunes. We were still into Looney Tunes when the first Space Jam came out. Like these kids aren't into Looney Tunes. They're not relevant to them. Like you got to think about relevancy. Those characters that was in that Monsters universe aren't relevant. They was barely relevant to us. That's why a lot of Dracula movies. That's why a lot of Dracula, like when Bram Stoker's Dracula did Brooklyn, Underworld movies with the vampires and werewolves, they had to put a spin on it. That's why those movies were the first two did great.
Yeah.
Like so when they got into the Twilight stuff, they had to put that spin on it of making it like a teenage chick flick story in order for them to be successful. So like the Mummy Bomb, like I sat there and watched that movie and I was just like, I really like, God, can I please have that time back that I wasted in my life?
Right.
Please give me that time back. Because like Brandon Fraser's mummies, all three of them, as lame as they like, give me Emotep back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I hated the Rock and the Scorpion King, give me that back. Like all of those are better than that piece of trash they put out. So but
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like when you trying to run with something, like relevancy matters. And like this generation of kids, those monsters wouldn't be relevant to them. Like you have to. That's why Freddy Krueger, Jason, like any of those wouldn't be relevant. They'll be catering more to us and an older crowd.
And I guess to piggyback off that, I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, the Bad Boys franchise does have the notoriety and the clout to pull off a universe. Mm-hmm. They have the clout, but is it enough to carry it though? I don't think it's enough to carry.
Dope. It would be kind of pushing it though, because you know why?
Yeah.
Because the only established characters that exist in that world that we are familiar with that have stuck around from movie to movie is Martin and Will. Yeah. Like if they would have brought back the two Hispanic guys that they were joking around with in Bad Boys 2 and brought them in and kept them along in like into 3, I would accept a Hispanic version because we kind of got to know those guys a little bit. They were, you know, playing on Martin and Will and Bad Boys 2. I would accept them because you have to establish them first. I wouldn't accept Ammo because you just established them in Bad Boys 3 and now you want to accept them and get their own movie? I don't even know them. I barely know anything about them.
They'll do something wild like put Reggie, Martin's son-in-law, because you know he's military now, and put him in there somewhere. I know that I can see it a mile away.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Man,
I was surprised. I was surprised he was back when I saw him in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that he still looked the same without the
I know.
But then you think about it, it's been like almost 20 years, and I mean, it's been 17 years. Yo, he been dating her for 17 years, and they just got married. Damn, my dude, that just dawned on me.
Yeah, it may be the time. The time loop.
What happened to Gabrielle Union again?
Nothing. They just didn't put it. There was a reason why she wasn't in the movie. I think Martin and Will got asked that question. I can't remember what their answer was. So speaking of Gabrielle Union, so there's a rumor that she may be in some form of Bad Boy spinoff with, I think, what did they put? I think it was what's the chick that played Invisible Woman in Fantastic Four? Made me remember her name right now.
Jessica
Alba. And I kind of this is why I feel this is kind of like there's not really smoke to the fire with that particular rumor, because Jessica Alba is the owner of Honor. What is it called? Honor. She has her own company for like organic baby wipes and baby stuff.
Yeah, it's called Honest.
Honest, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you ain't seen her in no movies, because that's
Right.
what she does. So I highly doubt that somebody's gonna write her a check big enough to be like, you want to be in the Bad Boy spinoff movies? Like, no.
Right.
So
yeah, and she probably wouldn't tie herself to that brand anyway.
It's not gonna even make
with that
sense.
soap, with that brand, because you know those moms is gonna be like, I can't believe.
Yeah, it's not gonna make sense at all. So I don't think I think there's gonna be a Bad Boys 4. It's gonna, of course, like I said, his son's gonna be the guy that's playing his son's gonna be in the forefront.
Hello?
Which I don't have a problem with. But like I said, whoever they cast for the villain
Hello?
has to be like legit OP for him, because just the skill that he showed in Bad Boys 3.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
I don't think you can hear us.
I don't think you hear. Yeah.
What you saying now?
But yeah, the skill that he showed in Bad Boys 3, yeah, somebody gonna have to come with it. Because all the stuff that he did by himself, taking out, like, in the first scene itself with him with the knife, with that knife, I'm like, bro, like, this dude is like super OP. So,
but what would they be like? Ammo that's tied to Miami PD. So
yeah.
How would they make that tie in?
Well, tying in to him, from the ending. Well, basically, he's going to be on a probationary type thing where he's going to have to Mike has literally got him probably a job to work with the Miami PD. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's like a work relief type of program. I'm pretty sure.
I think they're gonna have them go undercover to try to get some other drug lords or something, because
it's definitely gonna be a cartel, because that's all the division that they're in. They deal with nothing but drugs. So we know it's gonna be a cartel that he's gonna eventually have to deal with. I don't think have they done anything with Colombia in Bad Boys franchise? Was the guy from Bad Boys 2 from Colombia?
Part 2.
Part 2? He was okay.
Where they went to where did they go?
Eddie Dominguez.
Dominguez was Colombian?
They went to no, he was Cuban. They went to Cuba.
Okay, so they might do Colombia. That might be the next. I mean, they did Mexico, which is this one, and so this might be Colombia. I can't remember Bad Boys 1 was, because all their villains have been
that guy was from
Bad Boys 2 was 2003. Golly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I can see them doing like Colombia or something like that, or they're definitely gonna do some form of some country in South America. I'm pretty sure that's what their That's what their connection of like drugs, cocaine, all that stuff is in relation to. So, anybody got any other thoughts on the movie before we end this?
I mean, all in all, the movie, like,
it was good. Don't get me wrong.
Good movie. Yeah,
this was Will's saving grace.
Yeah, out of all his movies he's done lately, this is definitely saving grace.
Oh Lord, because Gemini Man, oh my God.
Gemini Man, they ran out of money. I seen video games look better than that. They had to run out of money or something. The last good movie I think I seen Will Smith in was Focus, where he was in Italy, and he was like some type of
with Margot Robbie.
Yeah. But other than that, maybe Bright was. What was it? Bright? He was in.
Bright had some plot holes, and it's gonna be a part 2. So hopefully they fix it.
Yeah, but other than that, this was just saving grace because Gemini Man was. I want my money back.
Yeah, I heard about that. But all right, man. We're gonna bring this bonus content of After Credits to a close, man. Please leave any comments, because this episode will go live on the YouTube channel. So listen on YouTube. Please leave any comments, your opinions on what you thought of Bad Boys 3, your opinions and all that stuff. We accept all opinions as well. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. And also, we will be going live on tomorrow night, which is going to be the issue 135 of Nerdflow podcast. You can check us out here on Sprinkler Live every single Sunday at 10 p.m. Central Time. And man, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace out.
All right, man, Will Smith